Hello everyone, Trax100 here, and today I am going to tell you and technically show you what makes a good computer. So, right now this computer that I'm using isn't very good, but I know what does make a good computer. So I'm gonna go ahead and launch right into this. I have this text document that I have. I have text document that I have, and this is just a bunch of stuff that is like what not to get, or basically to get. So what makes a fast computer? Definitely the CPU, the CPU, the CPU. That makes a that's what makes the computer fast. It really does. So what specs are required for a good computer? A 400 gig hard drive or more. So if I go ahead and go into my computer right now, it says 446 when it's a 500 gig hard drive. So it's a 500 gig hard drive, so you could get 500 gig or more. A video card with a GPU. A GPU stands for graphical processing units. And a graphical processing unit, it basically has the video card has its own brain, so it helps the CPU, or computer processing unit. The computer processing unit like processes all the information, and yeah, the graphical processing unit lightens the load for the CPU, so it doesn't have to work as hard. And I'm gonna go ahead and tell you this a bit early, but there's one amazing site called CPUbenchmark.net, and it tells you the list of the high computers. So if I go ahead and click high CPU, it will show me which one's at the top of the list and at the bottom of the high CPU, all the way down. And this is a very helpful chart because this tells you basically what is fast. And I'm going to go ahead and tell you now, try not to get anything in the 500s. I mean, you could. It'd still be a pretty fast computer, but I'm not. If you want a decent computer that will run most games, you can go ahead and get a computer in the 400s. Meaning 400s, I'm meaning 4000s. Just make sure it's a Core i7. That's it. So for RAM, RAM stands for Random Accessible Memory, or you need triple channel DDR3 RAM, which basically RAM is that. So for a normal user, 4 gig of RAM really isn't that much. That's what mine is. You won't get most of your things done and quickly with 4 gigs of RAM. So 6 is for a normal user, and 8 gigs or more for a gamer. I could upgrade for 8 gigs for mine, but 8 gigs so here's the upgrade possibilities if you're buying it online. 8, 16, or 32. But you can upgrade them yourself, not shelf. And yeah, I'm not going to go into detail with that. And make sure your computer is a 64-bit that you're going to be getting. There really isn't any more 32-bit computers out there. I can tell you the difference between 64-bit and 32-bit. 32-bit will not run that like a game, like a very high game. It just won't run it. It just won't. 32-bit also will not detect this 8 gig of RAM. It won't even detect the 6. It will only detect oh man, I'm messing up on my words. It will only detect 3 gig of RAM, so half of this. So yeah, no matter how much RAM you put into it, if you put 8 gig, it will only read 3. So 5 gig of RAM is useless. Like, yeah, it just doesn't even use it. Doesn't even recognize it's there. 64-bit have up to 32 gig of RAM. Sees it all. You can play high graphics games and stuff like that. So buy any Intel Core i7 first generation, second generation, or third generation. So basically that is saying any Core i7 will do you pretty much good. So right here there's a quad core. I I don't think there's going to be any Core i7s in this low of category. If I check here, I might find one. Yeah, right there. That's probably something you'll find in a laptop. But I don't suggest finding a Core i7 in this low category where there's like no Core i7s here. Because if you look here, this Core i3 is even more powerful than that Core i7. So basically where you start to see all the Core i3s and the quad cores to go out. And by the way, the AMD FX stuff, that's just an AMD processor. You can get them if you want. You really can. There's nothing wrong with them. Basically how you can tell how many cores they have. So basically what Core i7 is if I do Control-Alt-Delete and start Task Manager, if I go to Performance, you see these two things? That means my computer is a dual core. If you have a Core i3, it'll still have 2, but it'll be a bit quicker. And as you can see, I'm recording in HD. I have the internet open, this open obviously, a text document, and that is it. And my processing power, it's pretty high. If you look at these line graph charts, it's pretty up there. My computer's working pretty hard right now. And my RAM, it's at 1.8 and changing. Yep, that's how much it changes during I'm recording. So it's like working really hard to get no lag for me, but it doesn't really work out too well. And I'm not recording in full screen either, so if I like go up here, you guys can't see this, but I can. So any Core i7s, when you start to see like the Core i5s disappear, or just, you know, any of the Core i3s disappear, you can just go ahead and choose any of those ones. Yep. Any of them. Just any Core i7, you should be set. The chances are it'll be a good computer. But anyway, now on to the graphics card. So as you saw earlier in this, a video card, you need it with a GPU. So once again, I went to the same site, but I'm not going to click into this one right here. I'm going to go ahead and click into the video card benchmarks and high-end video card chart, and this just shows video cards. So instead of showing processors, it's showing a video card, and these are all really powerful. Now what I suggest is that you don't go any lower than this one right here. Don't get anything that's lower than this one, because you will not be satisfied at all. Trust me, you won't be satisfied. It will not run any of the games at high max. This one might even be low if you want to run games at high max. If you want to run games at high max, you probably want to go into the 200 to 3. I mean, it keeps saying 200, 2,000 to 4,000 range. Just don't get this one. And again, with the one thing I have to tell you is, say that you want to do like have a really high processing power computer, and you're like, oh, I want to get the fastest in the world, or fastest charted here. I don't suggest that. This processor right here, that's $2,000, is for running a server all day long, no shut off, none. It's not made to even shut off. So do not get that processor. If you want a high-end processor like to play games, this one is the highest you would want to go, and it's $1,030, and it's the 6th best out of this, and just a pretty good gaming computer. You can see it's a Core i7, so these are Exxon processors, and it's not the best that you could get. Anyway, I'm gonna stop the video and then like continue it and make this all into one part. Okay, so I just ended it and then started it up again. So now that I told you what you could look for the video cards and the processors, what to look in that range, let's go ahead and go to Walmart. I like to buy my computers off Walmart because only one reason: the return policy. If you buy it online to like Noog.com, Geeks.com, Tiger Direct, any of those, you can't return them at all. So with Walmart, you can just go to your local Walmart, or even Best Buy. You cannot return things to Best Buy. Say it gets shipped broken. Nope, you can't return it. So I like to use Walmart because if it breaks, you return it and get like a new, like you get your money back and you can buy it again if you want to, or buy a different one. So I'm just gonna go ahead and search up desktop. Common thing to search up. And also one other thing I'd like to suggest is do not get a laptop, because you will not get the process excuse me. You will not get the same processing power or the video card power. The laptop doesn't have enough room for it. So yeah, it just doesn't. So again, one reason why you don't want a quad core computer. Sure, it's like, wow, I could get that, and I could get that now. A computer is an investment. It's not like, well, you know, I can just buy one every year. No. Why do that? That's just a waste of money, though. It's just going to waste your money out really bad. Although this does have really good reviews. They did not get this for gaming. I already checked this out, and this is not for gaming. If you look, it's good on memory. It's good on RAM. The only thing is the video card and the processor. It's a quad core, so it could be in this category, but probably all the way down here somewhere. All the way down. And it's not going to be worth your money, because for one, if you get a Core i7, you could double your processing power. You could have twice as fast computer for double the money, and it will last longer. A quad-core computer does not last nearly as long. It will break a lot faster. Same with dual-core or anything lower. Core i3s, Core i5s, they will break faster. So if I continue down here, this one's an this one's an AMD, and you can tell if it's a dual-core because it says it right there, obviously. But if it's like a 6-core computer, not a 8-core, because Core i7, instead of having 2 of these, the Core i7 will have 8 of these. So it'll be 4 times faster than this. So yeah, Core i5s, it's basically the same thing as a quad core, but it is it's the same thing as a quad core, but it's a bit faster. It's like a generation up. Yeah. So if this one, you could look at it and be like, wow, it's looking pretty good. But this computer is not made for gaming. It may look like it. Core i7-3770 processor. Ooh, I'm gonna click it. You know, it's a Core i7. If you want to get specific and like how good processing power this is, computer I decided on, I will show you at the end of this buying tutorial thing or information on computers if you are wondering. And I did not learn this all by myself, and don't mind me lagging. I watched another video that had this in here, and like the description of a video. The Immortal Phoenix is his name. If you want to go and watch his video, go ahead and watch it. I learned everything I know now from watching that video. So you could be like, looking here, it looks like a really good computer. Looks, especially for the price, you're like, wow, that's really cheap. But if you ever see a Core i7 processor, like the 3rd generation, like the first number in the Core i7, like the i7, the first number doesn't count, but the first number after the dash means the generation. So if you find a 3rd generation, which is our current generation, and it's like $700 with 8 gig of RAM and 2 terabyte memory, you know that the video card already isn't going to be good, because video cards are like $200. So this is like $300 processor right here. The video card would probably be like $200, so that's already $500. The RAM would probably be around 40 or 50, and the 2 terabyte would probably be about 100. So you can already tell that this is not an accurate price. So if I scroll down here, it's integrated graphics, which is really bad graphics. You do not want that. Basically, integrated graphics, it comes with a processor. The graphics are integrated with processors, and with most laptops that are for gaming, like a Core i7 laptop, you will find that it only has integrated graphics. But anyway, I copied that, and this is the processing power. So if I go ahead and hit Control and F, it will start search page. You can't see it. So if maybe I can move it up. Yep. So there it is. Yep. And I just have to hit Control and V, Control V, and it'll post it, and it is right there. 10,363. And there's 647 people that have tested this. And depending on like how much stuff they have on their computer, it will lower or higher. But it'll be around in this area. You could argue, why not get higher ones? Well, this is really good. That's a really high processing power. Why would you want any higher for like $1,000? This one's 300. See, if I just look here, sure, I could get that one. That one's not a problem. But if you even just move up a tad, it increases by like $1,000. And some people don't have that much. You could buy this one. This one's it's an Exxon though, so it's not like a Core i7. So yeah, so it's like a major jump between here, but you know, it starts to become Exxon. So the 3770 would be fine for you, or anything up in this range, like I said earlier. And I'm not going to repeat myself because this video is already starting to get long. So this computer is not good. Now that I've gone over one computer, actually two computers, I'm going to go ahead and search I'm going to delete desktop once my computer stops lagging, or the internet. And of course it brought me down to the very page. Okay, so if I go ahead and type Core i7 desktop and hit enter, I will go ahead and eliminate quite a bit of the contenders. So this one was the one I was debating on, and I thought it was a pretty good buy. It was more expensive. It went down $10, and I was like, wow, a 16 gig of RAM, that's quite a bit of RAM. That's really good. 23-inch monitor that comes with it for that much. I'm like, wow. And then I look at the video card, and yeah. So I just went over that one. That one's fine. This processor's fine. The RAM is fine. 16 gig would be for, you know, a gamer. 2,000 gigabyte. That's good. A terabyte stands for 1,000. So yeah. If I go ahead and scroll down here, you can see like the details, and it's like, wow, yeah, yeah. And then, well, I'm gonna have to buy a. Yeah, I'm gonna have to have Ethernet, or gonna have to buy a wireless card. Not that big of a deal. They only cost like $10 or something around there. Then you look right here. Crap. Integrated graphics. Most of the computers you are gonna find are gonna be integrated graphics. So it is really hard to find a good computer. But I was debating on two. So I'm gonna go ahead and open up the one I'm gonna open up one that I was debating on the first time. Actually, that one was my first choice, because that one was the first thing that come up in Core i7 desktop. So yeah, I'm gonna stop the video and then do what I did last time. And I'm sorry if this video is getting long, but sorry, a computer's an important thing. I want everyone to know what makes a good computer and what's a good choice. Okay, so if I go ahead and scroll down here, you can see that that's a pretty expensive computer. It has a way better graphics card, but it's a lot more expensive than that. And that processor is lower than that, and does not come with a monitor, and does not have as much gigabyte. So yeah, I don't normally go with the ones that look like this, just because I look right here and I see stuff that I don't want. So like, I want a computer with at least 1 terabyte. That's something I want. But you can have a 500 if you want. but this video is getting too long. I'm not gonna go through every computer and tell you which one is a good one. So as you can see the Alienware that are very overpriced. I already looked at them. They are way overpriced. So I'm looking for the first one I decided on for quite a while. Like, it's one that I decided on for quite a long time. I'd say for about a month and a half. I was like, I'm gonna get this one. It's final. I'm getting this one. But now I have a different one. I changed it, and yep. And one thing you don't want to get is these all-in-one desktop PCs, because it's the same thing as a laptop. If one piece breaks, you can't fix it, sort of like thing. Well, it's really hard to fix. So yeah, just don't buy a laptop. And also, if you get anything, if you ever do get anything as powerful as the computer that you were going to get that was a desktop, you're going to find it's about $200 more than a desktop. So why buy that? You know, just why buy it? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do an item search, because I already, let's see. I believe it's an iBuyPower. I believe it's going to shorten by a lot. Like, I went down to like 10 items. So let me scroll down and hopefully I'll find it, unless they removed it. It might be the Cyber. Where's CyberPower? It might be CyberPower. I'm gonna have to check. iBuyPower. I know what it looks like. Trust me, I know what it looks like. So if I find anything that looks like it, I'm gonna stop, look at the specs, and yeah. Okay, so it's right here. This was the first one I was debating on. Now this one, as you can tell, is not a Core i7, but it's an AMD Core FX 8150, which with an AMD, how you can tell between the difference in AMD and Core i7, this number right here, that stands for 8 core, like the first number right here, right after the dash. So that stands for 8 cores. So that stands for Core i7 if you're talking about like an Intel processor. I have a AMD processor right now, and I have never gotten a blue screen yet. So yeah. So, but here's a reason why I decided to change my mind. So right here is a pretty high processing power, and if I go down, let's see, yeah, they add an extra number in there. I don't think I need AMD and Core. Okay, so it is right here. See, it says 8 core. It's really, it's fine. It's the best AMD processor out there. I already checked. Anything up is Intel or Exxon. So yeah. And I was like, I wanted it for a while, and then I was like, you know what? I don't want to be upset when I get this computer. I know it will be fine if you're, yeah, it'll just be fine. So I already looked at the graphics card. It's fine. Graphics card is good, but I just wanted something that would be better. So I went up and got something in the 10,000s here, so it's going to be 2,000 more. But that was my decision. This one's fine for anyone. And notice it is $909 or $918 if the price gets back to normal. But as you can see, you're gonna have to buy a card here. Let me see if I can find a card. So it's a wireless card. It's a USB network adapter. This one I found. I don't really know what's a good one, but I know that 150 Mbps is, I think, the highest that you can go. So I chose the cheapest one, that was the 150 Mbps, and it has 2 customer reviews, and it's 5 stars. So I went ahead and chose this one, and it's $12. So not really that big of a deal. So you can just buy one of those unless you have Ethernet. If you have Ethernet, go ahead and connect it to the card. So it comes with 16 gig of RAM, really good. Expandable to 32, that's good. 1 terabyte hard drive, that's good. DVD, obviously. It has 1 gig of RAM, so one of this dedicated to the video card itself. So this video card right here, I'm gonna have to put spaces in when I search this up. So if I go to the video cards here, Control F, if I hit Control V, there's gonna be nothing. But I have to put spaces in between here. They didn't go ahead and do that. So it's a fine processor. It is fine. Well, I said processor, video card. It's a good video card. It's fine. So this computer would be a good choice. If you want this computer, I can show you the link. Yeah, there's the link. Okay, so there's the link. Now let's go ahead and go to another, like the computer I am going to get. So, wow, this video is going to be like 40 minutes long. I'm sorry for this. I just wanted to show you. I might end up making this into 2 parts. So that was at the end of the list here. So I've passed it so many times. This one. This one's the one I decided to get. It doesn't look quite as cool. It's fine though. Like we already went over this processor. It's a good processor. You go ahead and check. Basically memorize where this processor is right here. It's 10,363, good processor. The RAM is good, so 16 GB memory, 2 terabyte hard drive, or 2,000 gigabytes. And if I scroll down here, I will have to buy one of those wireless cards, and it has 2 gig of RAM that is dedicated to the video card. Although there is like a hit and miss thing. This can only go up to 16 gig of RAM, unfortunately. Sad. Yeah, I know, I'm sad. But 16 gig, or technically 4 gig, because this is taking up 14 gig. Technically 14 gig, because this video card is taking up 2 gig, which will ensure that this computer is going to be has a fast video card. Processor is going to be good. This is a very fast computer, but as you can see, it is made for gaming. It's made for gaming. It's $1,100, so it's a very expensive computer. It's $200 more. If I go ahead and check at the graphics card, copy, and then go to the video card thing. Now watch. Whoa, I just zoomed. That was creepy. I want to zoom out. There we go. Okay, so if I go ahead and look, this is where the other one's at. Control V. What? Hold on. Did I copy that wrong? Huh. They changed it. Unless I copied it wrong. Oh, okay. So there's more up here. I'm like, wow. Okay, it's right here. That was a sort of dumb moment for me. It's right here, because I checked it before, and I was like, it was really good. It was really up there. What is wrong? I thought it was way better than 1,200 and... I would not be getting that. Yeah, I reached 10 minutes. I would not be getting that, and then, yep. So, I think there's, yep. So, you can have the TI one and be almost in the 3000s, or you can have just the normal one. This one happens to be the normal one. So, if you want this computer, the one I'm going to be getting, this one will be fast. The other one will be fast too. This one's going to be faster. But if you would like the other one, or if you would like this one, showed the link last time. Now, forgive me this link. pretty long link. I don't think that you're gonna be able to, like, fit all this in. Let me just scroll over for you. I don't understand why this link is so long. You could pause the video if you wanted to. Okay. So, yeah, I covered everything. Ignore gigahertz. That's one thing I have to mention. Ignore gigahertz. So, I used to think that gigahertz meant the speed of your computer, and then I knew one of my best friends, they had a desktop, and their computer was so laggy, and my gigahertz was like 1.65 gigahertz, and their desktop was like 3.3. I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. And then, yeah, I decided to look at it. So, as you can see, this processor right here is 2.9. This one is a lot faster than something way down here with 3.0. That one is a lot faster. So, gigahertz does not matter, it's just clock speed. That's what it is. Just clock speed. So, I hope this helped you. I'm going to decide if this is going to be part 2. If I'm going to make this into part 1 and 2. But anyway, I will talk to you later. See ya.